What's going on, guys? Greg here with another video. Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to do something a little bit random. Make a video that nobody's asking for. If you guys didn't know this, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. He's my favorite comic book hero. He's awesome. And I thought today it would be fun to rank the movies. Rank the Spider-Man movies in order from, best to worst. So I'm only going to do the top 3 today. If you guys want to do a part 2, we can. And of course, this is all just my opinion. Please don't think that I'm speaking for everyone, because I know it's all subjective. So let's go ahead and start off with position number 1. So number 1, we have Into the Spider-Verse. All right. Now the reason I think Into the Spider-Verse should be number 1 is because to me it's the movie that tried to do something different. Okay. It introduced us to so many iterations of Spider-Man. Not just a regular amazing Spider-Man, right? It's showing us the Spider-Verse. Literally. I also want to say I'm a big fan of animation. I love anime and stuff like that, because I feel like you could tell a story in a different way that you wouldn't be able to do with just like a standard movie with standard effects, Even if you look at like a great CGI movie like Avatar, something like that, right? It's an amazing movie. I'm not going to deny that Avatar is not an amazing movie. It's beautiful, but, I would much rather watch the fight scene between Azula and Zuko on Avatar: The Last Airbender. I like just the way that that scene takes place. It's something you couldn't really get away with, even with the technology that we have now, in my opinion. But like I said before, it's the fact that they're trying to tell us a new story. Okay, we already know Peter Parker. We're familiar with him. We know the whole story. With great power comes great responsibility. And what's great is that the Into the Spider-Verse was managed to stay true to that, but still tell their own story about this new character, this new Spider-Man, Miles Morales. And they're pulling it off, okay? They're sucking you in, they're making you care about this character that you've never heard before, and it's a whole new thing, Everything new in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that we're seeing now with Spider-Man, I feel like we're able to appreciate it because of this movie. So I feel like it deserves to be a number 1. All right, so position number 2, we have Spider-Man 2. So I love the Sam Raimi Spider-Man series, just the nostalgia of it. And I don't want to sound too biased because of that. It was the first series that I ever seen of Spider-Man, and I gotta say it's my favorite. But number 2 is definitely my favorite of the 3, because I feel like it took everything the first one did so well, and then it really leaned on it just like fearlessly. Okay, the tone of these movies are so unique, if you ask me. They don't take themselves so seriously like some of the Marvel movies that have been coming out, or even the shows. They're fun and they're cheesy, but in the best way. They still deliver some of the coolest action scenes you've ever seen, and some of the coolest web swinging scenes. Like, I mean, seeing those sequences of him swinging through the city for the first time, I remember that was what made me fall in love with Spider-Man. That's what made me want to be Spider-Man. Maybe I couldn't swing around my city. It'd probably take me like a minute to swing through the whole thing, but like it made me fall in love with the web swinging action. And I feel like every single movie after this has tried to replicate that same feeling. Not to mention, it gave us that great train scene. I mean, that's Spider-Man problem solving, after having to struggle with himself, after having that inner turmoil of being like, do I want to be Spider-Man, or would I be happier as Peter Parker? He saves all those people on the train. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen the movie. He's asking himself, is being Spider-Man really worth it? And I think, that we hadn't seen that kind of dynamic. We hadn't really thought about it, and that movie gave us that, he gave us that storyline, like, hey, Spider-Man is a big responsibility. Would it be better if he just never got bitten by that spider? And I mean, it gave us Dr. Octopus, which is one of my favorite villains of all times. And Alfred Molina, dude, he kills it in this performance. Enough said. Finally, we have position number 3, Spider-Man No Way Home. So I want to piggyback a little bit on what I was saying on the Spider-Verse. No Way Home had the balls to do something different. It had so many moving parts, and it gave me some Spider-Man 3 flashbacks. You know, I really thought that they were going to drop the ball a little bit, kind of like they did. But honestly, at this point in the Tom Holland series, this movie is the best one. And honestly, up to this point in the Tom Holland series, I was already a little disappointed with some of the decisions that they had made. You know, I wasn't too crazy about how they replaced Uncle Ben with Tony Stark, and I wasn't really happy about the over reliance of technology when it came to Peter's suit. So when I saw them trying to redeem themselves with this storyline, I was a little bit skeptical, and that's why I respect this movie so much, and I really think it's the best one in the series, or in the Tom Holland series so far. It's not perfect by any means, but I feel like the fact that it tried what it did, and you know, in my opinion, they did a really good job with it. They're very commendable for it. A lot of people comment on the fan service aspect of it, but I feel like if you're a Spider-Man fan, then you want these things in there. You know, you want to see these things in the movie. The whole movie, in my opinion, it's about looking at things from different perspective, right? Peter Parker is saying, hey, let's look at all this from a different angle, right? Well, most of the other characters, even Doctor Strange, is telling them, these stories are already written. Like, what are you doing? Don't go against what we all expect to see. You know what I'm saying? And it was a super fun movie. You know, it was great to see all the different Spider-Men together and pay homage to all the characters that have already been established in the past. And I feel like now Peter Parker is that well-rounded character that we all hoped that he could be. And you know, I'm really excited to see where he's gonna go from here. And that's pretty much it. The rest of my standings are right here. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. If you guys want me to do a part 2, that's awesome. I love talking about this topic. I can't believe I had a script in front of me and I was still all over the place. I'm like the most awkward guy ever. And so this video is probably cut up a lot, but that's just because I was trying to read and look at you guys at the same time. Very hard to do. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for all the support. Every single person that's been watching my videos, I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. It's early in the morning for me, and I'm trying to be lively and bubbly, and it's really difficult. So thank you guys for bearing with me. I think that's pretty much it. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.